Hi everyone, this is Ryan from Lamini. I'm going to showcase a factual summarization pipeline that is an enhancement to a RAG pipeline to where we can look at specific PDFs and be able to get precise information from this to help reduce our hallucinations. So this pipeline is actually taking advantage of the Lamini platform to allow tuned models to go embedded with a RAG pipeline to again miss out on hallucinations that we can typically see when looking for precise information. So this notebook takes in the Lamini module as well as various textual modules to help out with processing our PDF information. So I've already had that preloaded in here. And then we have a PDF loader that's handling our chunking information. So this chunking can handle within the sentence level or the page level. As those familiar with RAG will know, you have to approach many types of experiments to see which ones give you the most precise information. So here we have our PDF loader of a sentence approach to it, can get more precise information or more discrete information embedded in our index, but the page might actually help where it's providing larger context. So again, multiple iterations that can be potentially helpful there. So now we have our index that gets built, and our index has an approach to where it can do much more diverse kind of results, as well as giving k-nearest neighbors of varying quality with that. Again, similar hyperparameters that you may be adjusting when you're looking to improve your RAG pipelines. So we already have our index actually being built here from a PDF that's the request for proposals for the city of Turlik, and we're going at the page level approach here. I've already pre-built this index, so for the sake of time, it takes about a minute to run, but it is rather quick from there. So now our RAG pipeline itself is dealing with two different types of two different types of stages that first entail the embedding to where it's then doing the vector queries from our FICE index, which then goes into the model itself and hopefully produces a correct answer. So, building that in, let's see how this model works with a few standard kind of questions on, say, a request proposal, like what is the RFP asking for, where can I find the introduction, what's the schedule, and so on. So pretty standard kind of questions you would hope to come from a RAG pipeline. And again, this is just using standard RAG. We actually see it to be rather efficient at some questions. So are late bids accepted? No, I've already verified in the PDF that is true, so it is good to see that that's accurate. We actually can get some of the scheduled information from there, but there's some ones that could be a little bit more precise. So where can I find the introduction? It gives a vague answer around introductions, which can help you out, but we know where the introduction is on this one. It's actually on page 2. So how can we get the model to be tuned on that precise information so we don't have to rely on these kind of vague responses? So here is showcasing a fine-tuning approach. So we're doing an automated approach to data generation because it's much more scalable in terms of trying to extract many facts from a PDF, but we do always recommend with gold standard data that you're doing tuning on to kind of go through and manually verify the facts are true, as that's always a good human intervention approach to get better performing models. So what I mean by a data generation approach is we're going to use a simple LLM, again, the open one of Llama 3 8B Instruct. If we look at the information we're actually to provide from it, let's just see what kind of questions it can actually generate from those. So this LLM is able to do a structured output thanks to the Lamini platform to get the specific questions I might be asking. So again, all we're doing is saying, hey, given this context, ask 3 separate questions around a fact involving the numbers within this text. So let's see how well it can produce it. It's actually fairly quick in getting some really good questions from this one. Like, what is the RFP number? Well, we can see that here. What's the deadline? Deadline's up here. And then what is the address? And the address is also embedded in there. And so let's see how well can it actually answer that question to verify this is going to be good a generation pipeline for us. So we asked it, given the following text that we've already provided here, answer this question of what is the deadline for submitting the proposal, again, one we've already generated, and then it actually outputs the correct answer here. So that's great. With a limited context, it is able to get the correct information. So let's put this inside of a pipeline to do this through many types of questions we get generated. So again, we have a question generator and an answer generator performed exactly like these 2 different generate functions up here, just in conjunction. And so we are going to then extract a question answer pairs that are going to look just like this. So again, I've already run this for the sake of time, but we can see that some of the questions that come out are actually fairly reasonable. Same with what the answer is. So what is the deadline of submitting questions in writing? We see it's December 6th, and then we can actually see that's embedded up here of what the deadline is for writing. So some of these questions are good. But we do still need a quality filter that's associated with them, and that's how we actually embed it in saying, hey, if you don't know the answer, say I don't know, to where we can filter out those responses to where we only have factual information inside of our tuned data set for this. Okay, so now that we have that data set, I've already again rerun this, so now we're going to put this inside of a training job. So we're starting with Llama 3 AB instruct, we're doing our question set we just generated, and then we run this training job. So again, for the sake of time, I've already actually run this. You can monitor your jobs here on the Lamini UI and see a nice performance curve that's decreasing, which is good. That's showcasing the model is improving from it. So we take the model IDs, and we can actually embed that again into our pipeline. Again, this is the same pipeline we used prior for our RAG, and we ask it the same questions. The only update is now with the model type we're using. So if we go ahead and run this, so bear with me, some of these results have been queued, mostly just because of the our TQDM pipeline there, but we have our results done. And if we're looking at just the introduction one, because again, that's what we're tuning toward, we can see that the model answer is correct here. So again, this is another type of enhancement we can do on RAG pipelines. You can further work with more tuning, and you must more generally look across much more of these facts. But here, the Lamini platform is able to get it much more precise and stronger factual summarization. So yeah, hope you get to build these pipelines yourself soon.